Yes people, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be having a little crypto chat. We're going to be talking about a little bit about where the altcoin market is at as of right now, and then where I think these alts are going to go, some of my favorite picks for these upcoming weeks and months as we get past this US election, which I think could be a massive catalyst for the market to start taking off. Now, I will just say I also wouldn't be surprised if we do see a pullback at the US election, so it's always important just to hold some bags on the side just in case you need to buy in a little bit more and buy the dip. Not financial advice, of course. So speaking of buying the dip, we have had a big pullback recently. We've lost over 40 billion in the total money in altcoins. That's what this chart shows. You know, which is massive. So if you're holding crypto right now, you're probably feeling that your wallets are a little bit down and not looking quite as healthy, but that's all absolutely fine, because we're going to build them right back up again. So the first coin that I've been looking at recently is Wormhole. It's about a $500 million market cap, and what this basically acts as is a bridge. So if you've got your crypto on one network, you want to move it over to another network, so say Ethereum to Binance or something like that, then Wormhole will be the best way to do it, or one of the best ways to do it, and it's currently one of the most used bridges. So it's something that as the crypto market grows and more people are using crypto and switching from one crypto coin to another, the revenue generated by Wormhole is only going to grow. However, with the actual Wormhole token itself, the unlocking cycle of how these coins are being released, it looks very inflationary to me. As of right now, we're sitting at about only 27% actually in circulation, with still nearly 73% still to come down. So with the basic laws of supply and demand, the higher your supply goes, the lower demand goes in comparison, and that could mean that we end up seeing a lower or a suppressed price. However, when you're looking at a project that's as good as I believe this to be, and then you start to see a chart like this one, you really start to think that it might be a good buy regardless, because this is about as low as Wormhole's ever been. And like I say, we could be gearing up for a massive shoot up after the election. Don't get me wrong, we could still move down, but yeah, I don't currently hold any Wormhole, but it's definitely something that I'm looking at right now and eyeing up very closely. So that is coin number one. If we come down here, we've got coin pick number 2, which is actually Cetus. Now, if you guys have been looking at the coin gecko or anything like that, and then looking at the biggest gainers over the past month or so, you've probably seen Sui on there again and again, Sui or Sui. So basically what that is that's just a layer 2 token. Again, if you don't know what that means, you don't really need to worry about it too much for now. But it's another token with its own network, and then on each of these tokens there's going to need to be exchanges on them so that they can be people can buy and sell on them. And then Cetus is the largest decentralized exchange on Sui, and it's now on Aptos as well. It actually uses Wormhole as a bridge to be able to balance between networks when you're trying to buy and sell coins. It's got nearly 200 mil value locked in liquidity pools, while the whole market cap of the coin's only actually 50 million, which is crazy. So if I just go and compare that to Sui, right now you can see what I mean about just how well Sui's done recently. Obviously it doesn't look that great for today, but if we put it on the yearly chart, I mean, that's ridiculous. It's up 320%, and that's put it at 19th in terms of all cryptocurrencies, in terms of market cap, which is massive really. That's absolutely massive. Whereas when you compare that to what we're actually looking at for Cetus, it's it's nowhere near it. So that to me shows there's a hell of a lot more to go with it. If we just come down to the overview here, we're only at a 50 mil market cap for Cetus. I mean, I think this could easily reach $1 billion in market cap, to be honest, if not even higher. There's a hell of a lot of money to go with it. The only thing that I'm not too sure about with it, although I should mention, it's got some big backers, as you can see here. OKX, KuCoin, there's some big money behind this, even though the charts might not be showing that just yet. yeah, the only negative again is I'm not too sure about the tokenomics behind it, where all of these coins are right now, when they're going to be unlocked and things like that. So you can see here we've got 33.6% that are currently in supply, 1.95% that are coming in the next unlock, and then 14.4% that are still locked. So you might be thinking, hang on, that doesn't equal 100. Well, there's 50% that's currently untracked. So that is quite common, but yeah, I haven't been able to find out any extra information about where those extra coins are. So that could have a bit of a negative effect on supply and demand in the future. We'll just have to wait and see on that. And then if I just have a quick look on the Cetus exchange, really convenient and easy to use. You've got your swap on there. So if you just want to straight swap one coin to another, you can do that on there. You can set up a limit order. So when this coin reaches a certain price, I want it to buy automatically. And you can even set up DCA or dollar cost average, so that every hour, every week, every month, or whatever you'd want, you will then have it so you'll buy into a coin automatically. So the other thing to mention as well is obviously this does use Wormhole as a bridge again, so you could just switch from one network to another, and this is a really nice and easy to use bridging interface. The people that have been in crypto for a while will know how awkward that can be sometimes, but Cetus does look like something that could make that a lot easier for us. So the next part of the video is going to be focusing on the Base ecosystem. So Base is an ecosystem of itself in which there are multiple different coins on, but I think it's something that can do really well and have a lot of growth. Base is related to Coinbase, which, if you guys are in crypto, you probably know about Coinbase. It's one of the biggest exchanges. In fact, I can show you proof of that right here. So if we take a look here, we can see that Coinbase is ranked second on the top cryptocurrency spot exchanges. I think that Coinbase is kind of like the Apple of cryptocurrency exchanges in a way. It's super easy to use. It might not be the best and have all the features on there, but realistically, it's the one that most people are going to use when they get into it, and it's the one that a lot of us are going to end up sticking with regardless. So if I just go back to this, so there's a hell of a lot of money in Coinbase right now, and they're heavily investing into their own projects, which I think could just further their own growth. There seems to be a good relationship between them and the Federal Reserve, with a lot of employees going back and forth between them. They've partnered with the likes of Stripes for faster and cheaper payouts. I mean, it's really looking good for them. And then when you come and look onto this, there's a hell of a lot of value locked in there. Nearly 2.5 billion locked in different base coins, which is, really great when you compare that, especially to other layer 2 coins, so other similar coins. Again, it's second, and I think that could easily become number 1 very soon. So the first coin that we're going to look at on Base is Well, or Moonwell. This is on the Coinbase Smart Wallet, which means there's a lot more people that can buy into it because it's there and accessible for a lot of people that might only have the Coinbase ecosystem set up on their accounts. They're partnering with Coinbase to be the main lending protocol on Base. Had 185 million, that should say, in revenue. Actually, sorry, that's 185k, I believe, in revenue across Base and Optimism last month. They've passed 120 million in total value locked, and if you go on YouTube, there is crazy hype around Moonwell right now. And if you have a little look at the price, you will see exactly why, because if I would have brought into Moonwell, I'd be making a lot of hype around it as well. This has went absolutely crazy recently, as you can see, and I think there's still a lot of room to grow. Currently sat at a 220 million market cap. We've got, some really great investments in there by Coinbase Ventures, and there's a lot of money going into this, so I think it's definitely something that's worth looking at. As far as the tokenomics, again, 50% untracked, but as far as what we can see, it all looks fairly good, fairly linear, so that's not something that I can complain about at all. So This is where I'm gonna be open and say I might have messed up with this one. So Seam to me is kind of like Moonwell's little brother. So Seam is actually one of my biggest holdings. It's currently sat at about a 28 million market cap. It had a day one launch on Coinbase, utility and governance, which basically means that holders can then vote on the future of the token. Was launched completely fairly, so where on Moonwell you can see how certain parts of the, or certain amounts of the token were then allocated to certain people. On Seam it was a completely fair launch, so it was just launched on Coinbase and then everyone could just buy it as they wanted. Completely fair. So I really like this token. There's no hype on YouTube around it, but there are nearly 80,000 Twitter followers where Moonwell's on 40. It's been well audited, and it does a very similar thing. So Moonwell's a lending protocol, Seamless is a lending protocol, both operate on Base, and in actuality it's done very well in the last day. So we'll take that because it is one of my biggest bags that I'm holding right now. I need to do some more research to see what actually spiked that, but there we go. And this is currently sat at a 15.85 million market cap. So when you compare that to the likes of Seam that are over 200 million in market cap, I quite like it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens with Seam. Maybe it might be something that I should be looking to sell and then move into something that's got a bit more hype around it, like Moonbeam. However, I do still think there's a lot of growth for this to go. So the next token that we're going to talk about is called ALB, or Alien Base. Now, this is the second largest decentralized exchange, DEX, on Base after Aerodrome. So it does a similar thing to what Cetus does, but instead of operating on SUI, it operates on Base. Hell of a lot of hype around it on YouTube right now, still a very small market cap. And actually, if we look at the top gainers and losers on crypto right now, Alien Base is actually the biggest loser from today. Now, that's okay because it's had a massive shoot up within the last couple of weeks. I mean, I brought it on the 26th actually, brought my first little bit on the 26th, and I've been DCAing up. So it's very normal that we have this pullback because it's still done very well. However, if you were looking at this and looking for an entry, now could be a very good time, potentially. If I just go onto the website again, similarly to Cetus, I think it's really easy to use. You can swap, you can set up a limit, set up recurring buys, so that's your DCA basically, and there's a little bit more that you can do with it as well. So you can actually set up recurring buys at certain prices as well. You can bridge as well, and this works with Squid or Wormhole. Really great project in my opinion, and still a lot of room to go to the upside. Relatively low market cap at 30 mil. I wouldn't be surprised if this reaches $1 billion in market cap with what Coinbase could do in this bull run. Why did I link both of these? I don't know why I linked both of these, but that's okay. We'll go on to the next token. So the next and final coin I'm going to be discussing today is actually the Talent Protocol. So this is for people that want to build on top of the Base network, people that want to make new cryptocurrencies on the Base network. So to me, what this is almost like is you know how they speak about in the gold rush, the people that got rich off the gold rush weren't the people digging for gold, it was the people that sold the shovels. That's kind of what Talent's doing. Talent then offers the chance for people to be able to build on Base. So rather than having to, you know, build the craziest new project, what they're going to do is they say, you guys build the next project, we'll just facilitate that. So this, I believe, could go absolutely crazy. There's a lot of backing behind it. Coinbase Ventures are already in it. Very clean website, as you'd expect. And yeah, it's integrated with all these massive names in the cryptocurrency space. And if we scroll down a little bit more here, it's really, really cheap for what you get access to. Yeah, I mean, to be able to do 50,000 API calls a month for free is ridiculous, or 500,000 API calls a month for $50. I mean, by the time you're needing that many API calls on whatever you're building, you're going to be way, very, very easily able to afford $50 a month. And this just shows how much cheaper things in the cryptocurrency space can be than in the real world, because that would be so much more expensive if you were to try and get that anywhere else. Like I say, this actually has 128,000 followers and it's still a sub 10 mil market cap. I mean, I've just spoke about how Moonwell, that's over 200 million market cap, only has like 40,000 followers. So the hype that's building around this, I don't think it's yet been shown in the price. It's absolutely crazy. I'm kind of kicking myself with this token because I was literally looking at this yesterday around here. But normally when I buy in, I tend to buy in on Monday. That was a Saturday, today's Sunday. So I thought we'll leave it, we'll do some more research, see how it goes. And then in that time, it's absolutely rocketed. But at an under 10 mil market cap, I still think that could be a great, great buy. So that is a video there for the coins that I think could do really well in this upcoming bull run. Please do let me know if you've got any other questions or any other advice. We'll see how these coins go. This will be a nice little fun study to see how these calls do within the market. If there's any other coins you'd like me to go over and review, or you've got any other questions in the cryptocurrency market, please do let me know. If you want to join me on my team, there'll be links down below for you to message me on Instagram and we can get things started so you guys can get this news before anyone else. But thank you for watching this video and I'll see you next week. Peace.